Greetings, actives. Welcome to the October Founders Zoom. It's great to be here with all of you. I hope you are all well wherever you are whatever country you're in, presumably the United States, and hoping that you are all safe. We've had quite an exciting last few weeks, David. With some of the storms so, anyways, welcome everybody here. David and I do this Zoom the 15th of every month. You're in the right place at the right time. And this is a very interesting month. It's a very exciting month. It's going to be a very historic month for the company in a lot of ways. And so what we like to do, if you're new with Actives, David and I like to share a bit of our sort of the highest moments of the previous month, some things that stand out to us, and give you a glimpse of what's coming. There's a lot of really exciting things coming down the pipeline, around the corner for you to participate in and to take full advantage of. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. David, how are you doing? Happy October. Happy Oktoberfest. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if you engage in that stuff, but happy October. How about that?
Thanks, Ryan. It's awesome. October is one of my favorite months. It's unusual here in Utah, where the company is based. We are having unseasonably warm temperatures, which is fine because we've had unseasonably warm activity at Actives. How's that for a segue? We had a great September. I think we looked back and it might have been the second strongest month in the company's history, which is incredible. October is still off to a banging start itself. I think what's also, to continue my tortured metaphor a little bit further, these hot temperatures have caused the fall colors not to really be revealed too much yet. And so I think on that same note, as great as these months have been, we haven't seen the total true colors of Actives yet, because I think that there's even more great things coming ahead. How's that? Was that very
Wow.
nice?
Very nice how you wove that together.
We
People are really enjoying this.
all of us growing up on the farm talk that way. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
about you city kids, but
Heard that.
that's just the way we did it. But
Yeah, I've
we've
heard
got.
that. Heard of that about you guys.
But it was a great month, and what's more exciting is that with the events coming up in October and November, new product announcements, all types of stuff that we'll talk a little bit more upon this call, it's just exciting, and it's so much fun to be part of Actives.
Right. Well, in the spirit of talking about what stood out to us from last month, I've been thinking a lot about, well, obviously, I feel like we just ended September. It's now 2 weeks in our rearview mirror. But what stood out to me, obviously, was, people rallying to qualify to really end their qualification for the next Momentum Escape Deluxe trip. As many of you should know, September was last month, and it was a month where people really needed to grow, right? They needed to grow over where they were the previous May. And, we got to see a lot of people dig deep. We had a huge number of people ultimately qualify, by far the biggest ever in our history, which makes sense as a growing company that we would have more people qualify for this event. So I will say this, that the 15th of January through the 19th, we're going to be making a righteous noise down in the Riviera Maya. And I think the whole world's going to know we're there, because we're going to have just over 500 people there. In all my years working in the direct selling industry, decades now, David, I've never been on a trip with any company that had 500 people on it. I've never even heard of that happening. In some cases it's 40, some cases 100, some cases 200, but I've never experienced something like what we are experiencing here at Active. So for all of you here and watching this, fasten your seatbelts and hold on to those wigs, because this is going to be fun and exciting if you participate, right? Believe in yourself, just do the work, put one foot in front of the next, and qualify for the next Momentum Escape Deluxe. And for any of you living under a rock and you missed our announcement a week ago, well, I guess it's been 2 weeks now, we announced the next Momentum Escape Deluxe on a Zoom. And the reason why we did it that way is because this month of October counts, right? This is the month to go find 5 new business partners, right? 5 people, some of your friends or colleagues or people who you've known along the way. Invite them to invest in themselves, to invest in their own Actives business. And when you do that, you're going to pre-qualify for the next Momentum Escape Deluxe. And then, of course, in November, December, and January, you can fulfill the rest of the requirements, grow by 5% in January, help your 5 friends, duplicate with even a minimum of 1 person, and that's it, right? And of course, there's some additional requirements that you can check out on social media or on our website. But that's it. So October is an important month, right? And that trip is going to be taking place in the following April. We have not announced where we're going. We're going to be making that announcement at our 7th anniversary in Mexico City from Stayed. So we'll make sure that we publish that and get that out in English, of course, as well. So you'll know where we're going to go. And what I said 2 weeks ago is people were asking, well, where? And I said, well, it's not Cancun. That's all I'm going to tell you. We're not going to the Riviera Maya. We're not going to go to Cancun. We're going to go to somewhere new, somewhere that I've not been to before. So I'm very excited about that. But looking back at September, aside from this big push that we had from many of you qualifying, I really have appreciated some of the stories that I've heard. We had quite a few rank advancements, really, really important rank advancements. And the last couple of weeks, I've gotten to know 2 new legacy A12s who rank advanced. Mercedes Acevedo from Brownsville, Texas. Some of you listened to an interview that I did with her. And then Lillian Lara from Ciudad, what's the name of the city? Ciudad Victoria, which is in the state of Tamaulipas, Mexico. And what's great about them is their new A12s, right? They're producing over $100,000 a month in revenue, right? Really creating a lot of product users. They themselves were both attracted to Actives through the products, through the benefits, through hearing testimonials of and experiences from other people, friends of theirs. That got them interested in this. Both of them joined Actives no more than a year ago. In some case, I know in both cases, it was about a year ago. It was the summer of 2023. So August, and I think July of last year. So they've hit A12 in the space of a year, and that was incredible. I'm going to share my screen real fast, David, and hope I can do this. Let me know. Nope, I'm not going to share my screen, looks like. Anyways, I will share my screen here in a moment, but I think anecdotally, I'll just finish my point by saying, I was mentioning to you earlier, David, that it's fun to interview these new rank advancements, whether they're new A10, A11, A12. We've interviewed, A9s in some cases, A8s in some cases, but we're getting a glimpse for what our future looks like, right? And the future leadership of Actives. And I am really comforted to know that the company is in really good hands, because a lot of these people coming up, they're professionals. They have decades of building network marketing businesses. They have a very short learning curve, right? They are immediately attracted to the efficacy and the story around the epigenetic technology that we have, which is great, right? Because for me, it really validates what we're doing when these network marketing professionals find out about us, and then they hit the ground running. So I think that the future of Actives is very bright. I'm certain that the future of Actives is very bright. So anyways, what stands out to you, David, from last month?
Well, many of those same things. That the number of qualifiers for the Momentum Escape in Riviera Maya was amazing. I think it's actually a great thing that we are changing and going to someplace other than Cancun, because the Mexican government was saying that we had to, if it was going to continue on this way, they were going to start calling it Riviera Actives instead of Riviera Maya. We've got so many people going there, which would actually be kind of cool. But I was thinking about what you just said in terms of the rank advancements. What sets us apart? People who are taking a look at Actives for the first time and for a long time. And I think that I think about just what makes us different than other companies. Every other company out there has products, but they don't have products like we do. They don't have proven epigenetic products that truly affect the health and well-being of every cell in our body and get our genes to operate correctly. So we know that our products that way, our nutritional products and our Amora products and everything else we offer, including our new product X that you'll be hearing more about. But then I think about our comp plan, which you often talk about as being one of our products as well. And I think about, okay, other companies have compensation plans. In fact, every sales company, whether they're in network marketing or not, has some type of sales, compensation plan for people involved in this sales of their products. So what makes ours different? Well, you don't have to go any further than looking at some of the rank advancements that happened this past month. And I'll call one out in particular, Lucero Palacio in Texas. I don't remember if she's Dallas or Houston, but in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I think about, okay, well, what's so great? She, one business center advanced to A11. She's only been with us a short period of time, so that's amazing in and of itself. But another business center, which remember, for those of you listening, allows you to build an entirely different business, be compensated on that, and have it dovetail with your current business, so that you're taking further advantage of the compensation plan of the company, advance to A9. And then, not to be outdone, still a third business center was built to A8 in the month of September. And I look at that and I said, okay, number one, that is illustrative of a person who really wants to build a business. Number two, it also illustrates that she gets it. And she said, man, if I'm going to work, I might as well work really smart and build these different business centers. And number three, it points out that just like our epigenetic products, our compensation plan is very different. And that when we say that Actives is built for maybe our best product, all of you, we really mean it. And Ryan, hats off to you. You are the architect, the genius behind our compensation plan. But it really does remind me of how all these things work together to say, we're different, we're unique, and we've got something really worth spending your time and your effort and sacrificing other things for the benefits and goals that you want to achieve.
Yeah. I love hearing you talk about Lucero because I remember when you and I met her for the first time in the lobby of a hotel down in Mexico City, and her sister Vilma.
Right.
And it's worth mentioning, and it was certainly well deserved. Also, this is the first time that she and her sister Vilma have worked together as business partners in a direct selling company. Both of them have many years experience, and both of them reached the rank of A11 last month. It was so kudos to Lucero and also Vilma. I
Absolutely.
love
Good job, Vilma.
these sisters really take the bull by the horns and grow. It is very exciting. And for those of you listening to this, if you don't know what additional business centers are, please talk to the person who invited you into Actives. We have some videos in the app and the virtual office that talk about it. Watch the comp plan video. You'll see someone that you recognize doing those videos. There is a module that specifically calls out. It's called Business Centers. And like David said, that is one of the unique differentiators of our compensation plan, right? From any other comp plan that's out there. It allows you to earn double, triple, even quadruple the volume on your same volume, which allows you to earn 4 times more than you would otherwise be able to earn on the same amount of volume in another company, right? All right, well, I'm going to just kind of jump ahead here and talk about how excited I am to see many of you. And I hope for all of you who might be sitting on the fence saying, ask yourself, should I get to Utah? The answer is yes, right? The answer is yes. Without getting too far in the weeds on this, I will just say that we know for whatever reason, I mean, there's a lot of reasons that we do know, but there's a big for whatever reason clause I'll make. We know that the people who attend events and who are plugged into all the events, the corporate events that we do, are the people who earn the most. They're the people who rank advance the most, and the people who have, bottom line, the most success. And some of you have heard over the years, people, I can remember listening to this years ago, and I've heard it, my whole life, David, you have too, that, when people say individuals who have a high school degree earn 40% more than people without a high school degree. People with an undergraduate college degree earn, 80% more than people with just a high school degree. People with a master's degree earn 50% more than those with a undergrad degree, and people with a PhD or doctorate degree earn less than. No, I'm kidding. That's not true. Or say 20% of people with a master's degree. And I used to think about that and say, well, that's why you get educated, right? That's why, because it qualifies you to earn more. But if you think about it, and I've heard other analysts talk about this, is it because you're smarter, or is it because and therefore able to get that kind of job, and someone that's looking for someone with that degree hires you, or is it because you're just the type of person that people want to hire because it shows that you're willing to invest in yourself? And I don't know the answer to that. I actually think it's a combination of both, but I do think that people who are willing to pay the price and really do what's difficult early on, they're the type of people who are going to earn more no matter what, right? Regardless, they're showing that by their investment in themselves. And the same is true for independent distribution, franchise owners, distributors, you all, independent contractors, and actives distributors. The people who are willing to pay the price, right, to get on a bus, to get on a plane, to fill up their car, travel across the country, and get to these meetings and rally the troops, get their team members there. It's not that what they learn at the event is necessarily so mind-blowing that now they know what to do. Now I know what to do. But the experience that they have in attending the event makes a big difference for them. But it shows that they are the type of person who's going to just go farther, right? You go a lot farther based on the investment you make, and sometimes that's an investment of effort, right? Our events don't cost much money at all, right? We charge as little as we can, and we never make money at our events. That's not the objective. But the challenge is just you learning to invest in yourself to get there. When you do that, you become the type of person who will simply earn more money, right? It changes who you are. It changes your psyche. It changes your level of commitment. So it is a way to invest in yourself. And there are many, many, put that in air quotes, experts out there that say, the best investment today for you to get ahead is investing in yourself. And that's true at Active. So make sure that you do whatever you have to be at our October event. If you haven't yet registered, register. And for those of you able to attend our 7th year anniversary in November, of course, we'd love to see you there. We're going to have about 3,000 people there in Mexico City. But what we have ahead of us just this week is our October event. And that's all I'm going to say. If you do that, that will help catapult you forward and give you momentum that you need in these winter months of November, December, and January. We have a lot of holidays, a lot of distractions. This October event is essential and necessary to give you the shot in the arm of adrenaline, right? And motivation and excitement and knowledge by meeting with doctors, members of our advisory board, top leaders of the company, to really get you ready to have a successful winter season. So that's my challenge to all of you. David, what are you excited about coming down the pipe?
Well, I want to double down on that. Recently my son and his wife were visiting us, and they had an opportunity to go to a football game with us, but they were kind of tired, and the game started kind of late, a college football game, so they decided not to. It ended up being this super exciting game, and they said, "Oh, you know what? We really wish we would have gone, and we should have gone. I can't believe we missed that game. We could have, had the opportunity." I'm like, "Yep, should have gone." It was, and no matter how I talked about it, no matter what highlights they saw of the game on TV, it just wasn't the same as actually having been there. And I'll just say the same thing's true of going to our October event. You'll be able to watch snippets of it. You'll be able to see some things that Dr. Maroon presents and Jeff Bose present about the science of the product. But wouldn't you like the opportunity to actually meet them, speak with them, feel personally that what they're saying is not just because they're some paid spokesman. They truly believe in the science and the benefits of our product for people. I think that you being in a group with people that also sacrifice to be there, that are excited about what's going on. Meeting people who have had success, meeting people who might be right where you're at, in terms of the same level of success, or just getting started, or wanting to do more, or whatever it is. But linking your arms, and I think what happens is that not only gives you that experience, but now in the cold winter months coming ahead, or periods where that warm feeling that you had during the event is wearing off a little bit, you now have this memory, this experience in your bank that you can rely upon and say, yeah, you know what? I was there. I felt it. I met people who are succeeding. I met the scientists. I met the doctors. This is something, and even when it gets hard, I'm going to stick with it because I want to have this for me and my family. And I just think that maybe that sounds like psychological woo-woo, but I'm just telling you, as you said, not only do the statistics bear it out, but the actual anecdotes and experiences of those who attend these events will also bear it out. They'll tell you, I'm so glad I went, and I wouldn't miss this for the world. So there's true value in going to these things.
Right. Absolutely. Well, there you have it, folks. We look forward to meeting you. Many of you have not met us. We haven't met many of you. So if you want to meet David, take a picture with David. You can hand me your camera. I'll take a picture of you and David. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we'll all be there. I'll be there. David will be there. Our management team will be there. And like David, like you just said, we're going to have a really incredible presentation by a couple of doctors that work with us. And I always love listening to them because they talk about studies, right, that are being published right now that validate why we should all be using our products. And so that's important. Guys, I guess in closing, thank you first of all for being on the Zoom today. But I've been inspired lately, the last couple of weeks, looking at news reports amidst tragedy, right, in Florida, in North Carolina, devastation, horrible devastation. And my heart really goes out to the people in those locations who have been affected. But I've been inspired by watching and hearing about stories of the local people in both places who have rallied, and people who just live around the area who have gone and gotten their own helicopters at their own expense, filled them up at their own expense, and with much potential risk, gone and helped rescue people, take them things like water and gas and medication, things like that. And it's given me sort of a renewed faith in humanity. I guess would be one way of saying it. Certainly not in our government, but in humanity, yes. And it's amazing what we can accomplish when we stop waiting and relying on other people. This is an opportunity for you to really step it up, right? And that's what I've learned in this industry over the years is you just can't wait. You can't wait for your upline or your enroller or sponsor, whatever you want to call them, to show up and do things for you. That's not a recipe for success. A recipe for success is to look what's around you, look for people you can help. Probably the fastest way to success in life, and certainly here in Actives, is when you find people who need what you have, who need the solution to the problem that you have in your hand. And for many people, that is the business, right? It is a way to earn more money. And for many people, it's the benefits of our products. It's the promise of health, of better health. So do that. Be like these teams of people down in North Carolina and Florida who have rallied their own communities and who have gotten out there and helped their neighbor. Blessings abound when we do that. When we start thinking, when we realize that we are the protagonists in our own story, right? We're not reading someone else's story. It's your story, right? And you are the protagonist. So what are you going to do in your story? Really stretch yourself, push yourself outside of that comfort zone, and find people who you can help. If you look at your own team, if you're someone who has a small team growing or a mid-size or large team, focus on helping those people. You will get what you want when you help enough people get what they want. That's the bottom line. If you're new here and you're by yourself and you don't have a team yet, well, this is the good stuff. This is where it starts. find people in your community, your friends, your family, your neighbors, people who maybe you used to know, and find out what they need in their life, help them accomplish that. ACT is just a vehicle to help people achieve what they need to achieve, right? Whether it's financial goals or whatever goal they have, you can use ACT as that vehicle. So learn to harness the potential that we have here at ACT to help people solve their problems. When you do that, that's when we really kind of upgrade our lives, right? We become the best version of ourselves. So that's my challenge, my invitation to all of you. Get outside your comfort zone and make it happen. And again, hearts and prayers go out, or thoughts and prayers go out to all the affected people in Florida, North Carolina. David, you got the final word.
Absolutely. Well, as I was listening to your talk, Ryan, I was reminded of that book, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, that dates me. And many people on the call are like, what are you talking about? Look it up. It's kind of a fun book. And but it reminds me, when you're talking about creating a team, if you look at a kindergartner, if they go to other kids and say, I want your toy, give it to me because I'm more interested in me, the other little kids are going to like, no way, I'm not giving you my toy. But when that kindergartner says, let's go play tag, let's go out on the playground and do this, and let's form this team, and let's form this team, and let's just go out and have fun, then the kids are like, yeah, thanks for inviting me. That was cool. And I think if we were to really channel our inner kindergartner and not approach team building at Actives as though I want you to join my team to benefit me, because that's not really attractive to anyone, as opposed to, let's go, we're going to have fun. I want you to be on my team. We're going to go out there and we're going to go to Salt Lake, and we're all going to go together and learn and grow. And we're going to go and we're going to build this team. I'm going to have fun. You're going to have fun. We're going to help each other. And by the way, we're going to make money along the way. That, I think, really becomes something that people get excited about. And so don't forget that there are many people who maybe turned you down in the past, who are still looking at you and wondering, I wonder how that's going for them. Because some of these people that have been joining us, these leaders, they've been on the sidelines, they've been looking at us, and then they said, okay, now I'm ready to jump in. And when they did, wow, their lives and the company has actually been very much changed. And so, and the one thing that all of those people who have jumped into the company and succeeded have in common is they were invited to join by somebody else. And so you never find those people if you don't invite them. So just get out there and invite, and be surprised at the results, and enjoy the trip. So channel that inner kindergartner, Ryan. And that's my word of wisdom for today.
There you go. Thank you, David. Thanks everybody for being on this Founders Zoom for October. We'll see you same time, same place in the month of November. Let's have an incredible month, and thanks for being on. We wish you all the best, and we'll see you hopefully this week at the US event. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. See you.